So stay present. Have mindful moments. Have you ever noticed that when you're not focusing on the pain or the dis-ease or the discomfort that you're feeling, that for a moment, you're not actually feeling it? Well, when you have mindful moments, what you're doing is you're really focusing on everything that's happening outside of you or around you. You know, you're noticing what you're hearing, what you're smelling, what you're tasting, what you're touching. And when you drop into a moment like that, it gives you a reprieve from all of the ailments and the discomfort that you're feeling. And it also helps to silence the inner critic. You know, that voice that just keeps telling you how painful things are, how terrible things are. And have you noticed that when you do focus on the pain or the discomfort, how it becomes worse? Well, having these mindful moments really helps you to have a bit of a break from that. You know, practicing mindfulness during times of crisis actually really helps to decrease your anxiety and decrease your depression. Because like we said, what you focus on expands. So the more that you focus on the things that aren't going right, the more that becomes your reality. And so we want to shift into the positive things that are happening around you. And it also helps you to be able to manage your pain so much better. So give yourself permission to enjoy simple things, noticing, you know, birds singing, noticing, you know, fragrance of flowers, how you breathe, where you walk. Taste every single bite of your meal. Enjoy the flavor and the texture. And then by the time you start taking notice of the small, subtle reminders that beauty is everywhere and it's shared so freely, it really does help to give you a vacation from what's going on inside. Next is surrender. So I'm not saying to surrender into the condition that you have, but for so many of us, we really like to be in control of every single aspect of our life. And like I said, the more that we want to try and control things and force things to happen, then all we're doing is cutting off the flow between us and the universe to be able to heal and to step outside of our body. You know, your body, especially the area that's in dis-ease, really needs love rather than judgment. And the more that we're trying to push and to control things, it really does make it a little bit more difficult to be able to overcome the condition that you're experiencing. So surrender really means just letting go of any kind of tight control and allowing everything to fall into place on its own. You know, surrender into knowing that this is part of your life's journey and garnering the lessons and the wisdom of the condition that you're going through. You know, really allow your body to flow as it wants to, free of responsibilities or agendas, and really help to put yourself in a place where it's not just your mind that feels free, but your body feels free as well. And that, you know, you really are being held by a greater energy or something that's greater than yourself. The next one is practice self-compassion. I mean, your body and your mind will go through many changes when you're in a health crisis. And we've got to be okay with that. We've got to be okay and practice self-compassion, because when we are judging ourselves, we're keeping ourselves in that condition. Now, self-compassion includes things like asking for help and support from friends when you really need to. You know, reaching out to doctors and different practitioners for advice and for help. And if you need to, reaching out to a friend or a therapist or different groups so that you can talk about and vent about the condition that you're going through. You know, really allow your thoughts and your concerns about your health to be heard in a safe place. Because that's what, you know, you being able to express what's going on really helps you to release a lot of that energy. You know, another act of self-compassion is really setting boundaries with people and with invitations. Because when we're not feeling well and we feel like we should be doing things and we feel like we're obligated to do different things, that doesn't help our recovery. So set up your boundaries around that. You don't have to say yes to every single invitation. Remember, invitations are not commitments, they're just invitations. So really be mindful about the ones that are going to serve you, the ones that you can do, that's not going to overextend yourself, and that no is okay every once in a while. Now remember, self-care and self-compassion and self-love are never selfish. And so it's important to practice that every day. The next one is to learn to receive. Now, this is a hard one. For me, it's a very hard one for me, especially when you're independent and you're strong and you feel like you're inconveniencing other people when you're asking for help. You know, for many, the thought of asking for help during like an illness or disease or any other kind of level of discomfort is a terrible experience. And I even know for me, when I'm not well, I ask my partner to just leave me alone when all he really wants to do is help. So again, figure out what kind of help that you want or that you need and put boundaries around that as well. But be open to receiving. Because if you're like most people and you're surrounded by people that you love, all they want to do is help. And so allow them to do that when you can. The next one is to remain hopeful and with a positive attitude. Now, I know that you're going, yeah, great. You don't know what it's like. I'm in pain every single day to keep a positive attitude. Now, I do understand that it is very challenging. But if we never have a positive attitude or we never have a hopeful look to the future, then we are never going to see the solutions and the different things that will come our way that are going to help us to rise above and get out of the condition that we're feeling. You know, hope looks different in every person's story. You know, even with a terminal diagnosis, hope can exist. It can exist in the form of sharing your legacy, of, you know, being with people that you love, of knowing that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Because if you're only in a place of defeatism or helplessness, remember they're the low frequency emotions. And all they're doing is keeping us where we are or keeping you where you are. So, you know, express your emotions, embrace courage, you know, connect with the divine or connect with God or the source or universe. Do that on a daily basis. Because when you can get outside of the condition that you're in and tap into that higher divine source, that's where you're getting inspiration on how to heal. That's where you're getting insight to maybe why you're feeling the way that you are and how you can overcome that. Number 6 is to face it all. We've got to understand that we're all in our own journey, learning our own lessons at our own time. And everyone's journey is important to them. It's an important part of your spirituality and how to master the art of living. So we can't judge what's happening, but all we can do is, you know, live our quality of life the best that we can. You know, demonstrate courage to others around us. You know, live with spiritual wisdom and something that will foster more peace for your journey and empower you to show others what it's like to live a life of meaning, even though you're going through challenges. So if you or any of your loved ones have any health challenges, I'd like to give you a gift today. It's actually a pre-made mind movie specifically on health. Now, this mind movie comes with 5 other pre-made mind movies that are really designed to enhance the most important areas of your life. All you need to do is to download these mind movies, start watching them, and start to believe and start to see what it's like to live a life of vitality and health and all the energy that you want. Now, you'll find the free link to download these 6 pre-made mind movies and below this video. Now, my name is Natalie Ledwell. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.